Hello and welcome. I am very excited to be here with you today. This represents the culmination of the chapter of the book we are doing together here, the chapter on 0 to 3 years old. So it is Aletha Solter's book, Raising Drug-Free Kids. I'm T, your joyful parent guide and harmonizer, and so even before I recap what we did yesterday, I want to just kind of take a look back at where we've been in this chapter. She took us, I love the progression from, trying to have a reasonably as drug-free birth as you can, to not letting them cry it out, to respecting their body and their different needs for attention and touch and things like that, to providing a different context for tantrums. And then yesterday was tip number 21, or no, it was 22, which was don't force your child to eat. And today is number 23, the last in this chapter, which is teach your child emotional literacy. And really, if, nobody is perfect, but if we were perfect at embodying all of the tips in this chapter, this is like a natural, we would already be teaching them emotional literacy, but she's kind of stepping us along this path, and I love that. And teaching them emotional literacy, what that really means is helping them to understand two things which are different: their feelings and their needs. So their feelings are things like, being happy, of course, excited, joyful, all of it. But the more unwanted, the more painful feelings are things like feeling mad, feeling sad, feeling scared. And honestly, those are kind of the three unwanted feelings. Everything else is a bit of a riff on those, or something that we conceptualize, but really there's a lot of different flavors of mad, sad, and scared. Okay? So, scared of being abandoned, scared of being laughed at, all of those, but they're all scared, right? It's all fear. So that's just my own little take there. But so sad, mad, and scared. And then their needs are for things like food or drink, right? For rest, for touch, children and babies, and we all need to be touched, physical touch, and then attention. We all need attention, and certainly 0 to 3 can need a lot of attention. It can feel like they need an awful lot of attention when we are in resistance. It can feel like they want even more. So helping them to get clear on their feelings and their needs. And we can do that in ways that are not very adult. Like, by adult, I mean like lecturing and teaching and things like that. That's not going to be appropriate for a child of this age, but what is appropriate are a couple of things. One could be, really they're both reflecting to the child something that is either what you suspect they need, like, oh, are you hungry now? Or whatever that might be. Or could be sort of sharing with them something that happened, but putting it in context for them. Like, they might just be running to you and just be like, oh, did that dog frighten you? Yeah, he barked loud. That scared me too. Come here. And then whatever, giving them a hug and reassurance that everything is okay. So really it's about helping them to put things in perspective, helping them with that context of how they feel and what they need. And you don't need to be hesitant to use bigger words like frightened instead of scared, or excited instead of happy, or whatever. You don't need to be hesitant to use those kinds of words for the real littles, the little kids, because that will help them. The context and the energy that you are using is going to help them learn the meaning of that word a long time before they're going to be able to use the word. So that's just a little tip there. And I know that for sure from back when I was a Montessori teacher. As long as, I was clear and I enunciated the word, and I used it in context almost all the time, they showed me that they were understanding what I meant. And some of them in the older, like in the more 3 to 6, they would say, "Oh, Miss Theresa, what does that mean?" And then I would share that with them. But for the 0 to 3, they're not going to say, "What does that mean?" They are going to sort of put that away, and the next time they hear it, it's going to become even more clear. So I just wanted to share that. So this wraps up our chapter on 0 to 3.